Hi ladies, happy Monday. I hope you're having a good day so far, and I hope you had a wonderful Father's Day weekend. I am here in San Diego, and I was gonna go down by the water and do a beautiful live stream for you with the ocean in the background, but there is like no breeze today, and it is getting really hot. For those of us in San Diego, we're even more sensitive to temperatures that to other people might not seem as very hot, but for us it is, because we're used to it being cooler for most of the time, most days. So instead of being down by the water, which is just literally a few hundred yards that way, I am here in my car, and I have the air conditioning running so I don't get too hot trying to talk to you. Oh my gosh. So if you are on, let me know if you can hear me okay. It says my internet connection is good, but just let me know. And so, okay, so I wanted to talk to you today really quickly about how to stop yo-yoing. Like that, for those of you that have struggled with that, you already know what that means, but it's basically like a pattern. If you look back at your history and your weight and your relationship with food, it's a pattern of going up and down, like having big fluctuations in what you're doing and what diet you may or may not be doing, and your weight, just having times where you lose a lot of weight, you feel great, and then old habits creep back in, and then before you know it, you have gained the weight back, and typically then some, unfortunately. And so then this is like your pattern that you just see over and over, or over the course of however many years. And so we need to talk about what to really do. What are the main differences that are absolutely necessary if you really want to finally stop the yo-yoing once and for all? And so here's the problem, and see if you can already begin to pick out see if you can pick out the phrase that I'm saying. So a lot of people will be like, I'm going to do Weight Watchers, or I'm doing the Atkins diet, or I'm doing Slim Fast shakes, or I'm doing a low carb, whatever. So it's literally, if you pick up on it, it's already starting off with your mindset and with the framework of how you're viewing what you're currently doing, what actions you're taking. So it's already starting you off in a mindset of short term. So I'm doing something, I'm doing Weight Watchers or whatever. Basically what that's meaning is I'm doing something for a short time so I can get some results, and then I won't have to do it anymore, basically. And so what you need to begin to be aware of is your mindset and your projected timeline of what changes you're making and why you're making those changes. And that in and of itself already will be indicative of if the yo-yo is eventually going to happen again when you're done doing whatever that was you were going to be doing, because it's already set up in a short-term mindset. So when you begin to really want to finally once and for all say, I'm done with this, I want to stop this pattern, and I want to now change things in a way that can become my new normal, that's only going to happen with a long-term mindset and with preparing in the way you think, in the way you're acting, and what your mind is telling you what the long-term result is going to be. So starting to think about, if you really want to make some changes and you really want to stop the yo-yoing, we need to be having a long-term mindset to the point where these new changes can actually become the new reality that you can then take on for life. And so that already will give you a big clue as to if you'll be successful, maybe for short term, but how long. That will already begin to give you a clue. So that's the first thing, is starting to be aware of your mindset and realizing, I'm not just going to do something, I'm actually going to do something long term to where it's now creating new habits, which habits take time. So I'm going to have the mental projection that I'm doing something long-term, sustained, and I'm committed to making changes intentionally until those become your new normal. And then you don't have to do anything anymore. You now live in a way that supports the new you, the weight loss, the new habits, whatever that is. The next thing we need to realize is we are literally fighting an uphill battle. When you try to be healthy, when you try to make positive changes, we're literally fighting an uphill battle just because of our society, our culture, and our government actually as well has a big part to play in what is going on around us. The messages that we get every day, the ways that things are actually setting us up for failure and setting us up for this pattern of up and down, because it's inundated everywhere in our society. So it's in our grocery stores. When we look at everything that says it's low fat, it's high fiber, it's low carb, this and that, then of course we think it's a better option. But if it's coming from a box, it's most likely already not a better option. Let me just tell you that right now. So we need to be aware of the gimmicks that are already happening all around us that are tricking us into thinking that is now being healthy, and it actually sets us up for failure. So we have to basically, I almost feel like it's rebelling against society and against the things that are set up all around us that are making the yo-yoing just a part of our everyday culture, because we temporarily try to stop going down the fast food lane and stop, drinking sodas for a short period of time, but then they're on every corner, they're at every convenience store, they're everywhere we go. It's fast and easy, it's convenient, we're just gonna go and do that. And it's literally the culture itself has now set itself up for a very unhealthy lifestyle in general that we have to be even more so aware of to really work on fighting against and being very intentional that we're taking back the control, and we are going to be, I was thinking about this. Okay, sorry, my connection might be coming and going. I honestly feel like we have to revert back to the 40s and 50s, before the invention of processed food, before the invention of the microwaved meal, the frozen meal, and before the onslaught of fast food restaurants. Literally, we have to revert to the mentality and go back in our minds to a way that says we home make our meals, we get our fruits and vegetables from the ground, from the local farmer market, from our grocery store, and we no longer stop playing tricks on ourselves. I keep using air quotes a lot today. We stop playing tricks on ourselves that believe the marketing gimmicks that a box of food is going to be reduced fat, it's going to be healthier for us, rather than what if everything you ate was just, none of it came frozen, pre-packaged from a drive-through, from a processing plant, and it all came from the grocery store, literally the external aisles in the grocery store where you'll find your meat and your produce. If you reverted back to that, number one, and began to fight against the way that culture and marketing inundated in our society and in our grocery stores and in our everyday life is actually making us have poorer and poorer health, and you said, I'm going to decide that I need to take matters into my own hands, make healthy things, cook healthy things, get back into the kitchen. You don't have to love cooking, but you have to start taking more responsibility for the things that you are eating and for the things that you are allowing to be into your everyday life. So these are kind of some of the things that I want to implore you, that if you're tired of the yo-yoing, then we need to be doing something about it, which means stop believing the marketing lies and literally going back to the 50s, rewind the clock and make your food at home. And then the mindset of doing this in such a long-term capacity that your brain isn't saying, okay, when am I done? Like, when are you going to stop doing this diet so I can go back to, eating these other healthy fattening things that we've given ourselves so often over the course of our life that the body craves that. You have to do it long enough that you break the cycle of the craving in the brain and the physiologic changes that are saying that they want this bad food. and the sugary food, salty food, fatty food. We have to change it long enough that we allow the body to detox from it. And then we have a long-term mindset will then allow us to make the changes consistently enough over a longer period of time that we're not just waiting until it's done, until we're finished with the diet, until we're finished with the fad of whatever that is that helped us lose 10 pounds, so that now we can go back to before when we're going to gain it all back. So it really is happening up in your mind as to what is your mentality when you are deciding to make a change or go on a diet. So that right there is going to be one of the biggest things. So those are some of my tips that can really begin to help you change the yo-yoing pattern. It's being a little bit more aware, being a little bit more conscious and intentional, and realizing, are you already starting yourself up for failure just because of the way you're already looking at the changes that you were going to be making? Does that make sense? So there's that. And then I've been thinking a lot about, what can I do? Like, how can I help? What can I set up that is going to help this happen in this mentality and mindset for long term? That's one of the reasons why I created this group, Worthy to Be Me, number one, is because I wanted people to have a place to go where they can support healthy habits, support healthy lifestyle change, be a safe and nurturing Christian environment for women to feel really comfortable sharing with one another, and not just always talking about health and exercise and weight and nutrition, but more about just building a community of people that can be supporting each other. So when I see you guys put in prayer requests or sharing, difficult things, and then everybody is bounding together to be praying for one another and to be supporting and encouraging, that makes me so insanely happy, because that's the reason why I started this group, number one. But I'm also thinking, what else can I do for those people that want to start making some long-term changes? Sorry, I think my internet is going bad. So for people that are wanting to make these long-term, let's see if that's better. Okay, that looks a little bit better. I had a little bit, I think, of an internet connection. So if you're wanting to make some long-term changes though, and like this is the intention that you want, and you want to stop yo-yoing, you want to begin implementing lifestyle changes for the long term that are going to then support you in your weight loss goals, support you in your health goals, and really take those steps in a community and group atmosphere to be encouraging you along the way, this is what I have set up. This is what's launching now, and I already have a live training set up for next Monday, but this is going to be for people that they now want to take the next step. So the Worthy to Be Me group is to support one another and just to be an open and supporting environment for health and nutrition and Christian community for women. For those of you that really want to now have a support group and education and training and community aspect for making these specific weight loss and lifestyle changes, this is what I've set up. It's called the VIP membership. So this is launching now, and I'll put the link up for you. But this is just an ongoing monthly group where now we're very intentional about making specific changes and then supporting each other to do that. So there's so many resources, so many trainings and education things that I've already put in place that are included in this. But I wanted to have an option for those that want to take it to the next level, because this group, the Worthy to Be Me group, this is not to promote any sort of specific product or specific, way of eating or diet or anything. It's just to support being healthy in general and to be a supportive Christian community for women. But for those of you that want to take it to the next level and now you're ready to take action on some of these things, that's where we need the support to happen, and that's going to be a separate group then. So that's called the VIP membership. So I'll post a link up. It's already live. You can start jumping in, and starting on the 1st of the month, it's going to, we're going to kick off a 30-day VIP challenge. So this will be 30 days of intentionally starting to make these changes. And I'll give you all the resources and tips and what I call my expert crash course in nutrition and in exercise and health. And so you've got all the tools that you need if you really want to begin implementing these things. But again, it's nothing that's a specific, bars or shakes or anything like that. It's just learning to get back to whole foods. Learning to get back to nature the way God intended us to eat, that strips away all the crazy crap that our current society is now forcing upon us everywhere we go, and that is not leading us to health. That is actually expanding our waistlines and shortening our lifespan because of diseases that could be preventable that God never intended us to have if we live a healthy lifestyle. So that's really at the core of why I developed the VIP membership part, for the people that are ready to take that next step and then have a community of support around them and guidance to know what to do as we move forward. So I'll post a link up for you. We've got 10 days until the end of the month. And so I've got some specials for you, some bonuses for people that jump on in the next 10 days. And pricing is so inexpensive. It's like a non-issue, but if you're wanting the education, the community, and moving forward to stop yo-yoing and to really create a healthy, lasting lifestyle, then that's what I've created for you. So I'm really excited to be sharing that with you. You'll be hearing more about it, but I've already got a sneak peek tour that you can take, a behind the scenes tour to see everything included for the VIP ladies that now want to take these healthy habits and start implementing them long term. That's really my passion, to help you to do that. So I'm really excited about that. Take these tips that I've given you today and begin changing your mindset. That's the first place to start. And have a wonderful Monday and a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, guys.